So I woke up this morning, and just like every morning, I go outside to the front yard, just check on things, check the cars, make sure nothing crazy or anything's going on. And I found this just sitting right here in my front yard. Pretty interesting. It's a computer, obviously, and somebody threw a computer in my front yard. I mean, you could look that it's been tossed and tumbled a few times. It's got dirt, it's messy, but somebody actually threw a computer in my front yard. So I checked with friends and families and, haha, anybody playing a joke on me, and nobody knows nothing. So this is a first for me. I mean, I love junk computers, I'm all about it, but just to throw it in my front yard like that, yeah, that's a new one for me. So I'm gonna bring it into the garage, see what it is, see if it works. Maybe I can save it and just have some fun with it. But yeah, this video just kind of started itself by just coming out, checking the front of the house like I always do, and I got a computer in my front yard. So let's get this guy inside. Whew. So this thing has been tumbled, tossed, it's dented. It doesn't smell, so that's a good thing. I have not opened it or tinkered with it. It's a little bit sandy. Missing the front cover. It's got a DVD drive. Alright. I mean, old and useless. Let's get this camera on a stand. Let's open this up and see what it is. Now, where to start? In a case like this, I'm not going to fire it up because as dented this is, I don't know if it's rained on. Did it fall off of somebody's truck? Who knows? We got a lot of weird people that come up and down the neighborhood. I don't know. But let's open this thing up. Will this slide off? Okay. Pretty easy. Just a little dent. We can fix that. Psh. There you go. Ready for the body shop. This thing is very, very disgusting. Looks like possibly a dead water bug in there. That's great. Lots, and I mean lots of dust and stuff. Okay. Not seeing no water action damage. Yeah. There's stuff on the power supply. There's dirt up there. Oh boy. Let's at least can we even take a look at the memory? Okay, we got an 8 gig and a 4 gig stick of DDR3. She's a little bit old. So the plan of attack, I think I'm just going to take out the motherboard, and that is about it. Yeah. Take out the motherboard, see if we can figure out which one's the power connector, and fire it up, and then we can find out what this is. I'm thinking this is going to be some type of AMD action because, well, the way the cooler looks. Yeah. I'm still in shock by this. Let's keep moving forward. So I say let's vacuum it out, especially because I don't want to touch whatever that is, and that might give me a better chance of not contracting some weird disease. So let's fire this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut this wire tie. Let's get all these cables out of here. Yes, I know I should be using gloves, folks, but I ran out. I use them mostly for the car stuff, and when you run out, you don't really expect to use it too much on computers. So eventually I'll get to the Harbor Freight, stock up, and make sure I don't get anything that could, you know, it's gross or disgusting. Thinking, let's take this hard drive out. $2,000 gigabytes. It's the Seagate. I wonder if this still works. DVD drive. Yeah, let's take it out. As you can see, it's a little dented there, but it might work. It probably doesn't work. Now, would I reuse these parts or build or anything like that? No. I think this thing is so dented that removal is not an option. I never hugged a computer before. That was a disgusting feeling because this computer's disgusting. We can actually take a look at it right here and see. It's the Lenovo. It's the 90BG. Okay, so we got specs. It's a A10 7800 boo, 12 gigs, DDR3, 2 terabyte drive, and a DVD. It would be cool if that 2 terabyte works. Alright, let's see if we can get you in a little better. See if we can get this motherboard out. That was not a comforting sound. Can't get to this screw over here, but maybe the Be Quiet screwdriver? Yes. Be Quiet screwdriver to the rescue. Always my favorite. Got one more in the center right over here. Got a screw right down here, which might have been broken off in the catastrophe. Oh, there we go. Can we get it? Can we get it? All right, let's take this off. This off. And we're golden. So this motherboard is still dusty and crusty. I think I'll blow that out outside. Looking at it, I don't see any liquid damage, which is a good thing. Could probably give it a good scrubbing with some isopropyl alcohol. Now, as far as this case, she a goner. She done. But one thing I am finding is that proprietary action for the power. I'll have to check. Maybe I have one for this motherboard, an adapter. If not, then this video will be to be continued. But until we get to that point, I think what I need to do next is remove this. So this is the power switch. And if we remove that, then we could kind of use that as our guide for its potential pin out, so we know how to turn it on. Bingo. Can we get you to cooperate, buddy? Come on. Why are you stuck in? Oh, yeah, okay. Now let's take the screwdriver and see if we could unscrew this. And of course, too big. That should work. We need you off. Now, yes, I could look up the pinup online and try to figure that out that way, or we could repurpose this. But the way it's looking, man, they just kind of fit that through there. What in the world? Or maybe this? Can we slide you out this way? That looks like that's glued on. But fortunately, we are not using this case for anything practical, so we could just, you know, do that. Psh, easy. So now, what to do? Do we gamble with the power supply? Or do I see if I have an adapter? Well, first thing I am going to do is throw this case out. We're done with it. That's done. And when I come back, I'll let you know. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw this case out. But kind of wanted to show you. Woo! Thing is crusty. I did take out the power supply, and I think I'm going to open it up and take a look at it. Now, this thing has not been fired for a long time, obviously. But the power supply is kind of snowing. Looks like it got dust in it. If I don't see anything burnt or water damage, I would feel comfortable using it. So I might take the gamble. This is more just for entertainment, curiosity, and I'm bored and it's my day off. So I got nothing better to do. But let's just throw this in the trash, clean the motherboard, and tinker with this power supply. So had to get the test bench clean because I'm finding that it's mostly sand. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't there last night when I took out the trash. But anyways, let's open this thing up. Now, like I said, you can get an adapter and use a traditional power supply, but I mean, AMD A10, what really can you expect from that? And this is not something I want to put too much, if any, money into it. Probably no money into it. Now the A10, I've only messed with it once, so I'm not sure how well they perform or don't perform or should perform. I mean, I am curious just to tinker around with it if it works, but if nothing works, I'm not going to go any further with this. Considering it's just dirt and grime, I mean, now if the computer has been recently fired on, don't even tinker with this because these capacitors can really hurt you. But this thing has obviously not been fired on in a long time. So I'm just gonna brushed off all this dirt and grime, just make it better. I don't see no bulges on the capacitor, which is good. No smell of burnt, no roach infestation, which that's a major plus. Now there is a cover right over here, And I would imagine that if there was a roach infestation, this is where they'd be living, because it's nice and dark, nice and warm. And this board, to the naked eye, looks pretty good. Now, a motherboard, like I said, this is the AMD A10, I forget which one it is, 7800, something like that. Let's get the CPU off. And then we're going to just brush off this motherboard, get this dirt. Hey, the good old days, CPU comes out. Nice. Just the same thing. And by doing this, breaking off any of that dust that I may have missed, it's a good way to find out if something is burnt or not. The back looks really good too. One of our standoffs are stuck there, so we'll have to address that. Not bad considering. This motherboard looks really good. Now just taking one more glance, making sure I don't miss anything. I feel comfortable with it. Now there's a difference between comfortable and confident. Confident is like, yeah, it's going to work. Comfortable in the sense that it's not going to set my garage on fire. So that's where I'm at. So now for this. Oh, I hate these. Ideally you want to have some like fishing line. I don't know if I have any. Well, I found some. And I haven't done this in years. And the key is just to get it underneath one spot. And that is like really, really bonded. I typically don't like to do it with a heat gun, but try anything. Sometimes it doesn't take much to do that. Now this is hot. Oh, that worked really good. That is really hot. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Now you're probably saying, why am I cleaning this if I don't know it works? Well, I don't want this thing to rebond. And mostly at this point, if I do turn it on, it's just to fire it up, make sure I get a post, and then I'll have to come back later and, you know, really put this thing through its test. The whole A10 powers. Ooh, that's hot. I did a bunch of work off camera, mostly just cleaning and other stuff I wasn't going to bore you with, but got the power supply put back together. Like I said, looks good. No signs of liquid damage or anything like that, so I feel comfortable with it. Mostly got it set up. Got a little ambitious and cleaned the CPU. I mean, it was caked and dirty, this fan. So I figured, you know what? If it works, great. If not, I wasted my time, but it is what it is. And like I said earlier, I saved the power connector, so I don't have to worry about the pin out. Maybe I'll figure that out later if I decide to repurpose this in another weird case machine. I don't know. Don't know what the plans for this is, but right now, what I want to do is see if this works. Oh, and one more thing to mention. I did save the rear panel, so got the IO plate. Don't know what I'll use it for, but we got it. So here goes nothing. Let me just double check everything. This is good, plugged in, memory seated, and this stuff cleared up pretty good, cleaned up pretty decent. It was mostly superficial, but I don't know, that was a lot of dirt and dust. Same thing with the power supply. So this only keys in one way. Here we go. We got power. I don't see smoke. Ah, shoot. It works. It works. This thing, which was thrown in my front yard, covered in dirt, dust, and the good Lord knows what, it works. Well, obviously we have no operating system, so yeah. But now the question is, does that hard drive work? So let's plug in that hard drive and let's give it a shot. So good thing I kept this cable. This thing requires that special cable just to power up the drive. So drive is in. Let's try this again. Feel the hard drive doing something. It's spinning up. What is it doing? Does it have an OS? Does it even work? Whoa, this thing just shut down. Did not like that. It wouldn't surprise me if this drive is bad anyways. All right, come on. Sweet. So to keep other people's privacy, let me see what's on that and we'll be back. All right, so I guess that was just a fluke. It works. It works, and that is awesome. This drive works. Of course, it has somebody's information in there, and yeah, we're just gonna wipe it clean and not even mess with anything like that. But I just wanted to put it in this screen just so you can kind of see that the drive works, the computer works. That is awesome. And considering that this thing looks like it had a rough life and was just thrown in my front yard, which I just can't explain that in itself. Either way, that is cool. And this is a fun little project. Now, as far as the plans for this, I don't know. I mean, I got DDR3, I got a little computer that works. I never messed with the A series 10, 6, 8, and from what I gather, it's nothing to write home about. So I'm not sure exactly what I'll do. I can get the adapter so we can use a traditional power supply. This motherboard fits in a regular case, and unlike HP, Lenovo, well, not Lenovo, HP and Dell's, you don't have to do some tomfoolery to get rid of the whole front USB error. So not sure what I'm going to do with it, but you definitely want to stay tuned and I'll keep you posted. Well, maybe we'll just put it in a small little computer, test around this A10, throw in a graphics cards and just have some fun with it. So comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, concerns, criticisms. This is kind of crazy. Anybody ever had anything weird like that happen to you? Definitely post a story in the comments. And also, let me know your experiences with this A10. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.